guys, it's Haley. Welcome back to my channel. So today's topic is something that will be very useful to all of you who's interested in Korea. I prepared this video because I know a lot of you come from vlogs or ex-Korea junkies, and a lot of my male subscribers have been telling me that they watch my videos even though they don't do makeup. And so as a thank you, I wanted to make a video that will be more relatable and interesting to them. As you know, I was born and bred here, and who can give you a better advice than a local, right? So before we begin, if you haven't yet, then please press here to subscribe to me, and let's begin talk about the top 5 travel tips to Korea. Okay, number 1. Google Map or Apple app doesn't really work in Korea. Okay, Apple app, I'm not sure if there is such a thing. I'm an Android user, so I don't really know. But what I'm trying to say is that Google Map or any other kind of map that you will use abroad doesn't really work in Korea. South Korea is still practically at war with North Korea, and therefore there are certain restrictions in terms of geographic information and GPS information that foreign companies can gather. I've tried to use Google Map in Korea, and it's not like it doesn't work, but it wouldn't tell you like how to go about and stuff, you know. If you Google where to go, your destination, it will show you where it is, but then it doesn't exactly tell you how to get there step by step, you know, or it doesn't really find the GPS maybe that well. And so it's not really wise that you rely on Google itself, right? If you do speak a little bit of Korean, download an app called Neighbor Map. Obviously, these Korean companies, they have better access to GPS information and geographic information, so check that out. Number 2. Download a subway app. There are so many different apps for subway, but there are certain good ones in English, and I think the best is 지하철 app, but I'll put the link or name in the description box below so you'll be able to find it. This is a whole new level to what you will find in another country, honestly. The subway system in Korea is the best that I've seen so far, and the subway app as well. So, you know, this is so quintessential, and I think they run even without Wi-Fi, so I think it should be okay. And Wi-Fi is pretty, like free Wi-Fi is pretty prevalent in Korea, so you don't really have to worry too much about it. As long as you write down the destination subway station before you come, then you'll know how to get there. And there are 2 ways how you can search. One is by travel time, so you can choose the shortest trip, shortest time, and then you can also choose the least number of transfers. What it will also show you is the cart, like number of cart to be in, so that it will be the closest to the transfer point that you're going to make. So it's really, really helpful to save you some time, because, you know, when traveling, saving time is saving money, you know. So make sure to download a subway app. Number 3. Get and top up a TMoney Card. So TMoney Card is short for Transportation Money Card. Basically, it's a card where you top up money to use transportation. And you would usually get it in a convenience store, and you will see convenience stores everywhere, even in the airport, so you can definitely get it very easily. It's about $5, and that's the deposit. And it's a lot easier and cheaper actually to use this, because you don't have to, you know, get tickets every time you go to a place, and then you also get reduced fare when you're using T-money, like you get discounts. So it's going to save you time and money in the end, so it's a lot better if you're living or if you're traveling in Korea for more than, let's say, 2-3 days. So it's definitely worth to get it. And it's really great because you can use it for subway, bus, and then taxi, and then even in convenience store. One tip to save money if you're using TMoney Card is that within 30 minutes of departure from your last transportation method to the next one, you get to get a free ride, because they consider it as an extension of the same ride. But make sure that you're using either different transportation method, for example, subway to bus, bus to subway, taxis, of course, it doesn't connect. Or if you're using subway the same, then what matters is what kind of station you're using. So if I got off in Gangnam Station, if I'm getting into Gangnam Station again within 30 minutes, it doesn't count. So they just consider that as like a round trip that you're making. If you went out from Gangnam Station and then you're getting into the subway again through a different station, then they will consider within 30 minutes, then they can consider it as an extension or transfer that you're making, and so you don't have to pay again. So this way you can save money, and so the deposit that you pay for TMoney will pay back in no time. Number 4 is finding the right bar. Drinking culture is huge in Korea, and you'll find bars and restaurants open 24/7, so you're sure to find something of your liking. But here's the thing that's different about Korea from the rest of the world. In bars, you always need to order food. Food, of course, is expensive at bars, and most likely you've probably eaten before you went for drinks, so you're going to be full. So think about it if you're going to a bar in Korea, because you're always going to have to order food, so you may want to skip dinner. But this, of course, applies to the Korean style of bar. So if you go to certain places, they're actually going to tell you that you need to order food, otherwise you need to leave. Or they might not tell you, but they'll give you, you know, the cold looks and everything. And it's just better to respect the culture, because alcohol in bars and restaurants in Korea, they're not expensive. And so that's not really the source of income that they make. That there are some different types of bars that you can go without having to order food, and that's the Western style of bars. A lounge bar, more like luxurious type, then you get like cocktails and stuff, you know, like where you get whiskeys, cocktails and stuff like that, wines, you know, you don't really need to order food. And so that's the type of drinks that you want to get if you don't want to pay for food. And there are cheaper versions of these called either like 맥주 창고, as in beer storage or beer salon. These are places basically where they sell like what's called cream beer, like creamy foam on the top of beer, and just like tap beers and other sort of like cheaper version of alcohols. So these are some of the options that you have. Number 5. Korea is 24/7, so plan your schedule accordingly. Things are open a lot later than most other places, so you can do a lot more in the same period of time. Like during the daytime, you don't have to hustle so much, perhaps as in other places, because things are going to be open pretty late, so you can relax as you should on a travel. I mean, like tourist attractions and stuff like that that have certain operating hours, it's not going to be very different, but I'm talking about like in general, let's say shopping. You know, shops usually open until like 10 p.m. and then if you go to like Dongdaemun or DDP, things are open like over the night, because they actually open like really late and then close in the morning, I think, and then other parts of the market open up again, so it's actually 24 hours, and it's extremely safe in Korea. I mean, of course, you don't want to walk around like dark alley on your own in the night, but compared to anywhere else that I've ever been, Korea is like the safest. Basically, there's no pickpocketing, no tourist scam, not really, and then yeah, it's like extremely safe, so you can plan a lot even after sunset. Alright, so those were my top 5 travel tips to Korea. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any other questions or follow-up questions, then please comment down below and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to come check my Instagram and my other videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!